inspired to push through. Because there's a spark in you. Breakthrough or bust. Hello, hello. Welcome back to Breakthrough or Bust. I hope that you're amazing. So I'm coming to you solo today, and if you're watching this in real time, we are just wrapping up the holiday weekend. We had Thanksgiving last week, and there's so much going on right now with this transit happening. You know, there's sort of this shift of consciousness for the collective where we're kind of moving to a higher state of being. And in doing so, you know, all of the work that you've done on yourself over this past year has been very internal, right? Well, now what's happening is it's starting to move external, but the external world does not fit the internal world that you've created, and there's a bit of a clash. And I started thinking about how that happens in our family dynamics. You know, oftentimes we get a little bit stressed out when it's time to gather with the families, and you know, it just can be a funky time. Of course, we love our family so much, and you know, we want to spend time with them, but sometimes it's stressful. And you know, it's funny because, you know, as I've been kind of stepping into a new level, right, new breakthrough, and I've been feeling all the breakdown. Part of the breakdown that I've been feeling is even like where my biggest trolls on social media is my family. So that kind of makes you feel like, oh, because family is sort of your foundation, right? But it occurred to me, as you know, we're riding this wave of the internal not quite being in the same place as the external, and it's colliding. It occurred to me that that's probably a really great explanation as to why when we get together with our family, it can feel stressful for us. You know, oftentimes your family remembers a previous version of you. You know, they were there since the beginning, most likely. And they still see the little girl, the little boy, you know, they see the smaller person. And whether it be, you know, a smaller person, a smaller version of you as an adult, or just still seeing that smaller child of you. And, you know, that's how they treat you. They treat you as that smaller version while you're doing all this work to grow into the next version of yourself. And so it's that external colliding with the internal. It's like this, your family is not on that same level as you. They're remembering a previous version. So if, especially if it's family you haven't seen since the holidays last time, or for many of us, we didn't see people for the holidays last year at all. So it could be like 2 years ago was the last time they saw you. And yes, they keep up with you, maybe talk on the phone, maybe not, you know, so, but in person, they're just remembering that smaller version of you. And so that's restrictive. It feels restrictive in your body, which, you know, we know that anytime something feels restrictive in the body, it's not in alignment for you, right? It's not part of your higher, you know, that divine purpose for yourself. And I think that's where the stress comes in, where we feel like, oh, what's happening? What's wrong? Right? It's just them remembering a previous version of you. And then to top it off, one of the things that we tend to do is we meet that version when we see them. We diminish ourselves. We hand over our power and become that smaller version of ourselves when we get around family. it's just almost like the easier thing to do. Why fight it, right? Why fight with these people? You only see them here or there. Um, and so however you handle it, whatever your family dynamic is, what works best for you. Maybe afterwards doing something. And so I actually was just recently doing a tapping video where he mentioned, of course, Brad Yates, right? My favorite. He mentioned where, so it was the reclaiming your power tapping with Brad Yates. And he says in there how you can just go through and I'm reclaiming my power. I'm reclaiming my power. I'm reclaiming my power, and just go through each of those and just do that at any time. So if you want to find like a private place to go and do that while you're there in the moment, or if you just want to recharge after, leaving the situation, however you want to handle it, it's such a great way to step back into your power. So again, your family loves you. Oftentimes their behavior towards you is out of love and protection and wanting the absolute best for you and for you to be safe, right? They want you to be safe because they love you. But that being safe is often not going to lead to your highest good. It's not going to bring you the most growth or bring you to your potential. So sometimes you have to push back that safety that they're trying to give you and just step back into your power. So I hope this makes sense for you. It's a kind of a quick one today, but just it really got me thinking. And I felt like it's so important to acknowledge, oftentimes as we're growing ourselves, maybe you step away from family for a while. Maybe you don't, so however you choose to honor your highest good is what's right for you in the moment. It doesn't mean it's forever. It doesn't mean that, you'll never speak again, or it doesn't mean that you're not honoring yourself if you don't move away, so wherever you are is perfect. It's part of your story, just like everything else. And I think having, well, of course, gratitude for the love, gratitude for how much you've grown, celebrating all of it, and having some compassion and forgiveness for, perhaps how people are treating you. If it's not, for your highest good, knowing that it may not be intentional, and giving them some compassion. And you know what? Maybe it is. Maybe they're trying to pull you down. Everybody's situation is different. And so if they are, having compassion that, their sense of self-worth is not well enough to want to uplift others, right? So not everybody is in the same place, and that's okay. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience, right? And so we're all in different phases and transits and different places. And that compassion is such an amazing tool to really help up-level yourself, but also invite them to come along with you. So I hope this is helpful for you. Keep pushing through. Family dynamics can get really complicated, but you've got this because there's a spark in you. So keep pushing through. Thank you for being here with Breakthrough or Bust. Bye.